Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to episode number 36 of Constructing Los Angeles Season 2. What is going on, everybody? I am back on the city today, ready to continue to make some building progress as usual. And today I am going to be doing some interior work here on these beach houses. This is something that I haven't really been doing too much of. Basically, the entire beach house layout is, put in. We have a bunch of different house designs and everything, and no interior really at all. So let's just give you guys an idea here. So, we have all the floor plans and stuff laid out for the most part on these builds, but we haven't actually done any of the, interior design in terms of like furnishing. So we're going to see. I'm going to try to do some of that today. I don't know how much I'm going to get done, but we're going to try our best. Also, we had some modifications to some of the block choices here. So just to keep in mind, this right here is now black stained glass, and then this I believe is gray stained glass, which has been, oh no, this is light gray stained glass. So this has been modified a little bit, so just had some quick changes to show you, but on the city texture pack advanced. But yeah, we're over in the beach area. So this is the one I'm going to work on today exclusively. This is probably my favorite house over here, and I haven't decided yet whether this is going to be a just like a standard beach house for one family or whatever, or it's going to be some sort of bed and breakfast design. So I'm going to work on the floor plan, starting things off, and do some furnishing and see if I can actually make that decision. So let's just take a look here at the inside and see what we got. So it's basically just hollow in here. I haven't really done anything with it yet. I believe this opens up to the outside, so we can kind of keep that in mind. But I think probably the best way to start this off is just by getting the ceilings and the floors situated here. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of CLD. Welcome back, guys. We're gonna try to make some progress today, as that's what we're always trying to do here, but specifically we're gonna do a little bit today. Let's see, I think it's 5-3. No, wait, is it 5? Which one is the correct? Okay, I am really screwing up. 5-2. There we go. 5-2 is what I was looking for. This is our birch wood, by the way, in the city advance. It's an orange texture, which is definitely pretty interesting. And then this leads out here to the top balcony. Well, at least one of the views of the top balcony. So that's pretty good. For the walls in here, we could go with something real crazy, like some polished diorite. This is a new wall, or this is a new design on the build. This could be our wall color. I'm not sure it's very beachy, but it's an interesting concept block, just because it's kind of supposed to, you could potentially be used as like metal or something like that. So definitely interesting. I'm trying to decide what block I want to use. I'm just, I don't want to just use light gray wool all the time, or just like the white blocks in general. I think I might use some white hardened clay though, because it'll match the outside a little bit. Well, this is actually wool, I believe. Yeah, that's wool. Regardless, I think it'll definitely look better than the gray, and we're going to be double stacking the walls here on the interior of this build, so we might as well get to that now. Try to get the interior of this place situated. What's going to be out here? Okay, this is just extra space, so we can probably utilize that and add some sort of, maybe like a bathroom on the side there or something. But yeah, guys, I got a question of the day to answer as well here in a little bit. But yeah, we're just going to try to make as much progress as we can here on the interior of this beach house. Bed and breakfast, maybe it's a bed and breakfast. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. For ceiling in here, we're definitely going to want to use some light gray wool. So I'm just going to do that real quick. We'll just get it filled in over to here. And we will do a set 35-7. Oh wait, that is the wrong block. Set 35-8. There we go. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing a question of the day today here in a second, kind of relating to what we're doing today as well, so that's always a plus. Alright, so we got our double stacked format. We have, okay, double stacked format, ceilings put in, connections to the balconies out here. This is the whole connection. We'll have probably two doors that connect out to that. This is level 2 of the build, so we're gonna have to get a staircase that comes up to this. But I don't know if this house is gonna have enough room for a bed and breakfast, so I think I might just make it a residential house. Now this room up here this is really not that much space for a second floor. We're really gonna have to get creative with the staircase and how we're gonna put it in. So we'll see what we can do. But let's go down to the first level and get that all figured out as well. I know we're gonna have to add a ceiling in here, so let's do that first. So this room, on the other hand, has a lot more space to work with. But first, let's get the double stack going here, the perimeter of it. This is gonna run all the way down, straight across. Right here, I guess, is this gonna be double stacked? I guess so. It's gonna be a little bit interesting to see how we do it with the with that indented window there, which sticks out over the ocean. It's actually a pretty nice view. I don't have the ocean rendered in right now, but if I were to have the ocean rendered in, it would be a very nice view. We can change the color of that wall because it doesn't need to be double stacked since it's already on the interior. We can change the color of it if we need to, but let's just make sure that we account for all the windows and things like that today. But yeah, I want to try to get all the walls put in and stuff, get this figured out, and I want to try to furnish at least one room in this build because I have not done any interior design in a while, so that's kind of like the goal for today's episode. But while I'm doing this, guys, while I'm kind of just getting this stuff filled in, I'm going to answer today's question of the day. So today's question of the day is coming from Shane, and the question is, do you prefer building interior or outside design? So thank you, Shane, for the question. Again, like I said, it kind of ties into the video, and the answer to this has changed over time for me. You know, there's been times in the past, early on when I first started playing Minecraft, where I absolutely loved doing interior stuff. You know, I basically built like mountain houses for a while there. No like exterior designs at all, just because I didn't really I wasn't that great at it, so I had to you know, do what I enjoyed. That's something that I could actually make look decent at first. So I actually originally really liked doing interior, and then once I got started with like Danville and then kind of transitioned to LD, that's where I really started to do exterior more and not as much like interior. So I would say my answer now is I prefer exterior designs to build personally. Outside designs definitely is my choice now, but it didn't always used to be like that, and I would say it also kind of depends on the build as well. You know, for example, I'm not really a big fan of doing skyscraper interiors because they are very repetitive from one floor to the next and it gets a little tedious, whereas I much prefer to do a house interior as to a skyscraper interior even to this day. So it's one of those things where you know, it's kind of just like a preference, but you know, I like building in general, so you know, whether it's interior, exterior, I'm gonna like doing it no matter what. But thank you, Shane, for the question. Just a brief little answer to that one coming through for today's question of the day. And you guys can leave your question of the day submissions in the comments below. I'll find one for next episode. I'm not really liking the wall of light gray wool, or what is this block again? White hardened clay. I don't like it. It looks really, yeah, I don't like it. So we're gonna have to think of something different for that. We might honestly just keep the yellow walls, maybe double stack yellow, but keep the windows the way they are. I think that might be the decision for me here. The good old take my talents to South Beach here. All right, we got to figure out where we're gonna put this staircase now, though. So the way we're gonna figure this out is by doing some floor planning. And for the record, I am going to keep the light gray wool for now, or no, what is it? Sorry, I keep on messing it up. It's just a white block, all right? It's a white block. I'm sick of it. All right, we have like 5 different white blocks that I use, and they all have different names, and I'm just gonna call it a white block. So we're gonna use the white blocks now, just to kind of, you know, get the design figured out, and then I can choose some better blocks to actually do the interior with. That's what I always do. I don't need to explain myself anymore. All right, well anyway, let's get some birch stairs up in here. Let's grab some of these. Didn't grab them. Classic PC Minecraft where you clearly click it and it doesn't work. I hate when that happens. All right, well, let's see if I put the staircase here, if this is the potential winning spot for it. You know, I feel like this could be a good spot, so I'm hoping that this works. We're gonna run this up and see how this comes together, and then we can start to figure out the rest of the plan for this build once we have kind of that connection from first to second level here. And it looks like this is gonna work. Well, actually, no, it's not, because it's gonna be right in front of this door. So that's not gonna work. What we're gonna have to do is turn the staircase at one point. Okay. This is something that we can fix. This is something that I have an idea to fix. We're not completely out of the woods yet. Hold on. But I definitely have an idea to fix it. Alright, we're gonna cover that back up. Place some glowstone down so you guys can see. We can see clearly now. The rain's gone. Don't worry. Alright, so I'm going to go... Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking maybe... something like this. Okay, now I might actually be a little stumped again. Let's try the staircase going up again. I don't like having a staircase turn mid-flight. That's not really something I'm in. Like, this was my original thought. I was going to add a couple of extra blocks here and then turn it like this, and then we could figure out what we've got to do on the lower level here in terms of covering up this whole mess. And hopefully it won't be too taking up too much space up here and not blocking off that door. So this is where it would go to up here. You know, that's not too bad. You can still get to this doorway, kinda. I mean, actually, it's really not even that much space. Probably have to move it over again. And then if we did it somewhere else. Wait, what if we did it like over there on that side? That's where the fireplace is going to be, though, I believe. Yeah, and it wouldn't even connect to the second level. This is really our only option, actually, just to do it over here. So, and even with that, it doesn't really make a lot of sense because of this double stack. So I would have to move it over one block anyway, and one block in further this way. It's complicated, man. I always get stumped on the staircases, guys. Always happens. I try to avoid it every single time I do a video, and it always happens. It always comes back to the staircase. The damn staircase. It's so hard to connect it. Alright. This is what happens when you don't plan out your interiors, guys. You gotta learn from my mistakes. I always make the same mistake. I never plan out the interior. I'm thinking like, oh, it's fine. I can readjust it after, you know, after we're done. It's all good. And then this happens. Alright. Don't worry. If it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna make this staircase make sense. If it's the last thing I do. Okay, well, now that this is double stacked up here, that doorway is kind of in a bad spot, but not much I can do about that. Let's make this work. Okay, I'm gonna take this there, open that up right to the... Now, you know, let's leave it 2. Okay, we're gonna make this work this time. Alright. And I am going to go one more up and then start to turn the staircase. 2 full blocks. Staircase being turned. Now we're looking like we're gonna be lining up in a good spot here. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, this is gonna work. Now it's finally gonna make sense. There we go. There's our staircase, and we can replace these blocks. Have a nice railing there so you don't have to worry about falling down the stairs once you come in this doorway. Alright, now we got it all sorted out, everybody. I'm going to take some yellow wool across here. I like the yellow wool design. I'm honestly probably going to keep it rolling throughout this build. I like it. So I'm going to put it at a little... I'm going to put that at the end there. I think I am going to go with the double stack of yellow. It might be a little risky, but it just looks good. The yellow wool on this build works to perfection. Alright, so now this would become a wall because we have to cover up this whole turning staircase behemoth inside the house. So this whole thing is going to get closed off. So we're never going to have to worry about it again. So now we still have plenty of space over here for the exit on that stairs. And now over here, though, what I can do is we can build this in. In fact, because of the way stairs work and the way we can cover things up, I can save some space here quite nicely. As a matter of fact, on these corners, I think I'm going to spruce it up a little bit. And by spruce it up, I mean I'm going to quartz it up a little bit, not actually use spruce wood. We're going to place some pillar quartz on the side just to kind of make it a little bit nicer looking. Just anything I can do to change it up just a tad so it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, having this big staircase right in the middle of the room. Okay, and then this wall here is going to get filled in with yellow, so let's just do that. And we're going to go with the good old... Let's take a guess. I honestly don't know what it is at the top of my head. Let's go 35-6. That is not correct. That's magenta or something. There we go. I got a second try. That's not bad, you know. I'll take 1 for 2 there. Alright, so we have a little opening there. We have our staircase here that runs up. I'm going to open this up a little bit more, actually, since we can. Well, actually, we don't really even need to do that. What I can do is just have some upside down stairs connect there, run across the yellow through these spots, including up through here. We don't need to double stack this now because, well, yeah, we do, because I'm probably gonna add a window. Just to be safe, we'll double stack it. Can't hurt. It really can't. Okay. And then there's gonna be a railing here. Not the same as the other side, where we have the yellow sticking through. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm actually gonna put a railing. Let's grab the anvils, guys. Let's grab the anvils. Okay. Place these down without making too much of a racket. Okay, so now this is gonna be a double stack here. Let's go ahead and implement this. Now we're really starting to make some progress here, everybody. And I'll leave this open because that is going to be a doorway to the outside world. We can grab our door here, place it there. Perfect. Absolutely splendid. So here's our staircase going down to the first floor. Connects pretty nicely, I'd say. I'd say we pulled it out here. You know, it's not nothing amazing. You know, it does take up some space, but it's not the end of the world here. I think that we can work with this. And up here, it doesn't like get too close to the doorway, the opening. So I might actually have that quartz run all the way across there. I think that might be the better option. But anyway, let's transition here. And let's do some floor planning now that we have the staircase put in. That's the toughest part of the floor plan. So now let's actually try to get some designs in here. So I'm going to do the yellow wool. I guess we're going yellow wool. We're going all in with the yellow wool. So let's keep on placing it down. We're going to keep on doing 35 fours all around. Just pass them around. Let's grab some more glowstone here since this is going to be a room. And we're axing the bed and breakfast idea. Not enough space on this interior for bed and breakfast, so we're gonna just scrap the idea. You know, and it does also occur to me that I could do different color walls. You know, that wall doesn't have to be yellow, right? It can be any color. But you know, we're gonna go all in on the yellow for now. All right, so we have our room there. I actually am gonna, like, this wasn't even like a joke. I'm actually legitimately gonna put like a bathroom in here. Not 100% sure how yet. Might just have the wall go across here. And if I break that, it's going to connect to the outside. Yeah, that leaks out, which is not something I want. So we're going to have to solve that problem. Maybe just by doing something like what I'm doing here. And place some slabs and full blocks. And it's kind of like a sideways room in here. It's not a lot of space, but I think it'll be good enough. So this will be our little bedroom design, or little bathroom design. Let's grab some stairs real quick. I'm gonna place that right here since this is gonna be a wall going around it like that, and this whole wall is gonna get filled in, which we'll just do right now. We'll just get it done. We'll just get it out of the way. All right, well, interiors, guys. You know, it's one of those. I've been building for how long? How many episodes of CLD? This is the 336th episode of CLD, and I'm still underestimating how much time it takes to do interior design. I swear. I am losing it. All right, so we're gonna open this up. This is gonna turn into regular blocks here. We have ourselves a room. We're gonna put this door in the corner. Actually, it's a little bit better spot for it. So there's going to be our door opening right there. So we have two rooms, a bathroom and a bedroom up here. But we need more. We can't just have that. We got to figure out some more rooms with this. In fact, there really isn't a lot more space I can work with in here. That's like logical, you know? You know, it might honestly just be best for me to just like leave this open the way it is. And just have a bedroom here. And then, you know, this house does have a pretty weird floor plan. It really does. This house has got a bizarre floor plan. This is the kitchen in here. Let me give you guys a little bit more ideas here. So let's do first floor. for a second. Alright. So, take this across here. Basically exactly what we did on the other side. This is going to be another bedroom, mirroring the first floor. So we got 2 bedrooms like right above and below each other with the same exact dimensions. We're going to do like family room space in here. Right when you walk in. This is the kitchen, but it's also going to be a dining room as well. So this is going to open up a corridor here. Probably just a big one, actually. Place some stairs. Grab some slabs. Whoops. Fill this in. Gonna run this across here as well. We're gonna make another arch. Hopefully not impeding with this window. So let's move it over 1 block. Don't want it to bug that window. So we're gonna make this actually 1 block smaller. Like this. And we will run this across the ceiling here. Have it go in a few blocks. This is going to be 3 blocks total. So this one right here, 1, 2, 3. Let's make it 5. So that way it's some nice odd numbers. So this is going to connect the kitchen. This is going to be the dining room right here in this space. Dining room space. Kitchen. Main room of the house. Bedroom. Connection to the back balcony. Connection to the side balcony. Second floor staircase. We got that. We got to put the staircase to the lower level as well. That is going to be another challenge. Let's see. If I walk out here, right? Yeah, this is the whole balcony out here, okay? Alright, sweet. That's fine. That is fine. That's exactly what we want. And then, of course, this balcony over here as well is connected to quite nicely from the interior. So that's good as well. We're good on that front. Now we got to make a staircase connection to the lower level. Alright? So this part, you know, I'm thinking I could put it like under this. This probably is the best spot and only spot where it's going to work. So let's give it a try. Going to put some stairs like this. In fact, we can just break that and place some full blocks there. Even take the stairs here. Actually, I can't do that because that's going to connect to the other side. Alright, so if we start running this down, this is where this is our option. This is what we got. So let's do it. This is gonna work because what I can do is I can have this come out a few blocks and then just place some slabs. That way, like, you know, it's like, okay, there's another staircase there. Don't fall. Don't fall. Alright. So we'll run this down. This is like the rubber duck house with the orange and yellow. It's a wild one, for sure. Okay. And we're gonna do this double stack on the other side as well. Running down. This staircase is gonna be a lot easier to complete here than the one on the other level. That's for sure. A lot more space to work with down here. A lot more flexible space too. Not as many windows to kind of avoid. And you know, we're not dodging and ducking and diving over windows and stuff. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this is run this down and turn it. So I'm gonna go like, let's say that many blocks down I think will work. And now we'll turn this. So basically this right here is the wall. Just kind of get this whole thing covered up. And we'll take a look from the other side. All right, we gotta go back up and out to connect to this. All right, so I gotta see what it looks like from this angle first before we do anything else. All right, so yeah, we definitely have to open that up there. But that right there is good. You know, that part's fine. I can break this, so that's interesting. Really not a point for me to break that though, so I'll just leave it. And then I'll open this up. And this is going to run down just like that and connect to the lower level. I was thinking about like opening up on the other side as well, but that might not be too realistic. So we'll just open this, fill the rest of these spots in, and we got ourselves a nice little staircase. Put some slabs there. So you walk down, turn the corner, boom, basement time. Down here is going to be, you know, lots of extra space. We can honestly add bedrooms down here. You know, actually, it's probably not that great of an idea to add bedrooms on a lower level of, you know. Oh, well, the garage is down here. That's right. That reminds me. So, yeah, the garage connection's down here. So that's fine. Yeah, we're just going to have, this is going to be kind of like a, I'll probably have like a bar down here or something. This will be like the cool basement design. Just connection to the garage as well. Staircase connects. We're going to find a different way to access this space. It wasn't set in stone or anything, so I was not worried about covering it up with the staircase. We can open it up over here if we need to. It's not something that is strictly, you know, put in place. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for watching. These interior designs are harder than the exterior designs. It's crazy when you're trying to connect things and figure things out, especially on these wacky houses that I've been building over here. So definitely not the easiest floor plan to kind of figure it out. But I think we have floor plans for all these houses at this point. This one I know has a floor plan that's pretty well planned out. It just needs to be furnished. And that one has a floor plan. That one, actually, I'm gonna double check this one real quick. I don't know if this one has a floor plan or not. I can't remember. Okay, it does. So they all have floor plans. And you know, just getting a little bit close. It's good as the floor plan is more important than the actual furnishing. The actual furnishing is the easy part. The floor planning is the hard part. So at least to get some of that done is pretty good in my eyes. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of CLD. And if you did, drop a like. You guys can leave some question of the day submissions in the comments below if you would like to do that as well. And I will review some of those and find one for next episode. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. It's been Danlags, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.